Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No.
Hold
on. No.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And
you could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I would know.
Well, that's
so
what I'm
again,
asking. Yeah.
It's always been strictly professional. Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has a persona online.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton hasn't done that to me.
So the internet is on fire right now, and everybody's talking about the situation with Anton and pop culture Micca or red cup Micca, right? We all know that she was working with Anton Daniels, and the internet was saying that she was supposed to be his side piece. And for a while, she was quiet. But then she came out, she gave her perspective. Now, I didn't know at the time that Micca was married. We knew that Anton Daniels was married. Now, they claim to be conservatives. They claim to live this conservative lifestyle. But what she's alluding to now in the interview that she did with Perspective, she's saying that Anton plays a character. He's in character when the camera's on. But this is the thing. If you are conservative and you live in a conservative lifestyle, and both of y'all are married, why are y'all playing in character to the public for money? Right? To the point where you embarrass your wife and she embarrass her husband. This is not conservative values. This is not Christian values. Why are you behaving like that? But yet and still, all Anton Daniels talk about is black culture and the underbelly of black culture. That's all she talk about. But at the same time, you flying across the country to meet a man that your husband never met in person. Right? And we supposed to just believe your story. I mean, it just gets real goofy. So in the interview, she was pressed by this guy that was doing the interview, and it went like this.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's been out there. So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married?
Correct.
Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. That lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah. And has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
He has not met him in person. Has he met him over the phone or in DM? What other form of introduction when you say not in person?
Because a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So no,
so I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met your husband?
They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth.
Yeah. So, but you said he did not meet your husband in person.
No. Is
that to imply that he met him virtually?
No.
So he's never met your husband?
No.
And why is that?
No particular reason.
Sure.
Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there, and so if he's there, like if my like when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here. But
when we first met and worked together,
we were in person as well.
Your husband came.
Yeah, but we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came.
Yes.
So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why it's not a thing. But I talk to my husband about it.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners.
Yeah.
And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
You're not friends?
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes.
So dude was really pressing her, man, because he was just saying, like, wait a minute, how you doing business with this man and he never met your husband? Like, how you got a whole husband? It's no way in the world my wife would be flying across the country somewhere to meet some man and be on some late night talk show. I'm home with the kids and she just out of town with some dude. And I never even met this guy before. Let alone, first of all, she's not doing it at all. If anything, I'm there. I'm right there. Hey, how you doing? Such and such. I'm watching everything. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And then the mindset that, like, first of all, to me, I believe that her husband is a W man. And she don't want to show him because it's going to ruin a lot of her following, right? Because a lot of her following is black men. Because she ain't got like a large women following. She got a lot of men following that's coming over there just to watch her, right? But this is the thing. It's the thing. You sitting here, she shouldn't even did this interview. You're sitting on here saying that you was doing business with this guy for over a year, and that last stuff we saw was the ending, the last part of it, right? And he never flew over there to meet your husband, or your husband never went to meet this guy, right? But it gets worse.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No, what I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
We've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying, because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that picture, and maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why. So my point is, you don't know.
But I don't have to know that's inappropriate. Let me say this, and maybe you just don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that.
Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. Mm-hmm. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No.
Hold
on. No.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And
you could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Well, that's
so
what I'm
again,
asking.
It's always been strictly professional.
So she's saying that Anton never torpedoed those cheeks, which I vehemently disagree. They're taking pictures courtside. They got pictures where she's leaning into him. She got, I'm sure she got the perfume on, smelling all good. Got the tights on, booty jiggling everywhere, right? And he flying you out. And you gonna tell me he ain't boat raced them cheeks? You're not telling the truth. And he never met your husband? Like who? Like, to me, she's the breadwinner. She telling her husband to shut up, man. I'll be back, right? Make sure them dishes is washing, them clothes is clean when I get back in this house. Right? Here go the car and pay the bills. Right? That's what she doing. Right? She just telling him what to do. Because even the interviewer, when he shows this picture that she actually took with her leaning into him with her arm up on his shoulder, that don't look like a picture that two business people would take, especially when you out of town without your husband. So this is the thing. Can your husband go out of town and be on a late night talk show with a woman that look like you while you home? Can he take pictures with a woman leaning into him? Would that be okay? Come on, man. Like, y'all not fooling me.
I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
Because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want my wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
okay, let's
hold on. The reason why I'm asking you. Okay. The reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-host.
Yep.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male, all right? And we have a working relationship, and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
to me, and
There's space there.
here's my perspective of it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him. Just because, and I will also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture. I've never met your husband. I fly you out here once or twice. This is this may not be the first time. So which point was this? Not that it matters if it was the third time, the fourth time.
This is the second time.
The second time?
This is the second time I'm out there. Not the second time I'm dealing with Anton.
Okay, so what's and it doesn't matter to me, but what's that gap between the first time you're there, he takes you to a business meeting at a basketball game, and you guys are sitting on the floor like you are
that we're working
a couple.
Together? And it's not like that.
Well, that's not working together.
No, go back to what you just said.
Is that working together?
No, go back to what you just said.
Which part?
It's not that, no, you said a couple.
Well, pick one.
No, you said sitting on the floor like you are a couple.
Yeah, listen, I'm not.
But you're
Micca.
No, you're interjecting your own thoughts, especially.
I'm giving you my perspective.
But your perspective is after I told you. So to put something else there.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Okay, so
something else on it.
I think that's a fair point. I don't want to spin it. What I want to say is messaging, imagery is critical because imagery is messaging.
Correct.
And a lot of times on a jumbotron at a game, we often see couples, whether you're high up or you're on the floor. A lot of times when people are on the floor, you see.
Do you sit at the game?
Do I sit at the game?
Correct.
Yes.
So again, these people are supposed to be married, man. And the thing is, I've been married for a very long time. There's no way in the world I will come online or create these shows where I'm flying women out and I'm disrespecting and embarrassing my house. There's no way. And then I'm calling myself a black conservative and I'm talking about Jesus Christ. And even if I'm faking for the camera, why would I fake something like that for the camera? Why would I do that? Why would I do, like, what sense do that make? Right? And then she's a wife to somebody. Why would you fake and create lies to the camera for money? And y'all supposed to be conservative. I keep trying to tell you, these people are not conservative. They are big time grifters. And they'll do anything for money. And she got exposed here. And she hides her husband. This guy, right? This dude, Anton, is the biggest charlatan and fraud. Right? And, like, the best thing she should have did was not even do this interview. She should have fixed whatever she had to do with her invisible husband and should have just kept her mouth shut, right? She shouldn't even did this interview because she just made things worse. Now, but see, again, when you a whore for attention, like these attention whores, all these people, Anton, her, and so many of them, so many more of them, they do anything and they disrespect their own homes, man. They disrespect their house. They have no respect, man, for their marriage. There's no way in the world I could do something like that to my wife and embarrass her like that, or have her embarrass me like that, and or portray myself to be something that I'm not, right, as a character just to make money online. No. Like, so, because it always exposes you in the end. Anton don't care. He done replaced her and got another woman in her place, man, right, to take her place. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. What's your opinion about her in this interview? Do you think that she was capping? Do you really think that Anton torpedoed those cheeks, right? And she just don't want to, she's not going to admit that. But What woman you know flies across the country with a man that she never allowed him to meet her husband, and he ain't boat racing them cheeks in every position? Come on, man. Who you think you talking to? And then come on here and do this stupid interview as if we supposed to believe it. But let me know what y'all guys think, man. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.